Okay, let's dive right into this. Just 1%. Think about that for a second. It's a staggering mathematical reality pulled straight from ancient yogic and tantric texts. Look, if you awaken just the first few chakras, you're already ahead of roughly 95% of people on the spiritual path. If you awaken 5, you surpass 99% of seekers who spend their entire lives just striving for that state. But fully climbing this entire energetic ladder, that is an extraordinary, almost mythical state achieved by less than 1% of a fraction of spiritual seekers. It's a level of self-mastery that is truly reserved for the rarest of individuals.
Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're completely bypassing the modern myths, the trendy shortcuts, and all those pop culture misunderstandings. Instead, we're going to decode the precise map of the physical and spiritual climb to self-mastery, exactly as it's outlined in the traditional texts. We're going to explore the human body's hidden energies, what it literally takes to unlock them, and the profound transformation that's waiting for those who actually have the discipline to make the ascent. Before we start climbing, we really need to define our terrain. So what actually is a chakra? Well, according to the ancient texts, the human body isn't just flesh and bone. It's this vast, intricate landscape of subtle energy centers, kind of like a massive galaxy of power just resting dormant inside of you. Now, while the tradition identifies a whopping 114 of these nodes, there are 7 main centers that form the absolute core path to spiritual awakening and balance. So the crucial point here is that we're looking at the human body as a roadmap. Your spine is the ladder, and these 7 chakras are the rungs to ultimate self-awareness.
Section 1. The Foundation, Root and Sacral Chakras.
All right, our journey begins at the Muladhara, or the root chakra. Think of the Muladhara as the absolute architectural bedrock of your body, positioned right at the very base of your spine. In the spiritual texts, this deep, glowing red anchor is where your life's foundational energy is completely concentrated. It's your survival instinct, your sense of safety, and your physical connection to the earth itself. Actually, think of these lower chakras kind of like the base operating system of a computer. If it isn't running perfectly, nothing higher up is going to function at all.
When this foundational chakra is actually balanced and awakened, wow, the transformation is profound. A person's baseline fear and anxiety are entirely rewired. Instead of operating from a constant place of survival, you operate from a deep sense of stability. You develop this unshakable feeling of security. And we aren't just talking about surviving out in the wilderness here. It's about walking into a high-stakes meeting or facing a major life crisis with absolute, supreme confidence and fearlessness.
So how do you actually unlock it? Well, the texts don't just leave it at theory. They ground these esoteric concepts in highly actionable physical disciplines. Awakening Muladhara requires targeted effort. First, you practice physical asanas, like Tadasana, the mountain pose, and Malasana, the garland pose, to really physically engage the base of the spine. Second, you utilize Kapalbhati breathwork to stoke that internal energy. And finally, mentally, you meditate by fixing your intention on the base of your spine while visualizing a brilliant red light. It's this powerful combination of physical posture, breath, and laser-focused intention.
Moving exactly 2 inches below your navel, we hit the Svadhisthana, or sacral chakra. If the root is your basic survival, this vibrant, glowing orange center is your engine of desire. This is where human emotion, boundless creativity, and all of life's pleasures are generated.
What's truly fascinating here is the delicate balance you need. When Svadhisthana is awakened, you experience heightened creativity, a complete emotional equilibrium, and a really positive, balanced willpower. But the texts issue a severe warning at this stage. Because this chakra governs entertainment, worldly pleasures, and desires, if you overindulge in the illusions and dramas of the physical world, your energy gets entirely trapped right here. You become stuck in this endless cycle of seeking pleasure, and your upward spiritual ascent just completely halts.
To successfully pass through Svadhisthana without getting stuck, you need some serious life discipline. The physical steps involve poses like Baddha Konasana, the butterfly pose, to open the hips and lower abdomen. You meditate while visualizing a bright orange light. But most importantly, and I can't stress this enough, you absolutely must maintain a strictly disciplined and balanced lifestyle. You can literally do all the butterfly poses in the world, but without reining in those worldly desires, your upward momentum dies right here at stage 2.
Section 2. The Ascent, Heart and Throat Chakras. And this brilliantly illustrates our arrival at Anahata, the heart chakra.
This isn't just moving up a few inches, it's a massive paradigm shift. That brilliant green energy pulsing right in the center of your chest marks the exact moment your focus shifts from me to we. We're moving away from the earthly hardware and connecting to something more like a spiritual cloud. The energy here entirely shifts from physical survival and personal desire, pushing outward, into the realm of universal connection. A person with an awakened heart chakra goes through a completely radical emotional evolution. The signs are just unmistakable. You develop this immense capacity for selfless love, deep compassion, and genuine sympathy for others. Crucially, awakening anahata grants you absolute mastery over base negative emotions. Anger, jealousy, malice, they simply cannot exist where this green energy is flowing freely. You gain an incredible sense of mental peace. Unlocking this center means you have to physically and emotionally open the heart. You practice chest-opening asanas like Bhujangasana, the cobra pose. During meditation, you breathe deeply into the center of the chest, and you chant its specific seed mantra, Yam, to activate that green energy. But beyond the yoga mat, awakening anahata requires the active, daily practice of deep gratitude and genuinely performing selfless service for others. Continuing our climb, we reach Vishuddha, the throat chakra. The ancient texts describe this one with some really striking imagery. Just imagine a pure, icy blue lotus flower with exactly 16 perfectly symmetrical petals, glowing brilliantly right in your throat region. This is the ultimate center of purity, truth, and the sheer power of the spoken word. When that 16-petal lotus of Vishuddha is awakened, it literally unlocks a magnetic power of expression. The signs of a balanced throat chakra include crystal clear communication and the unwavering courage to speak absolute truth. Honestly, think of it as having a built-in internal tuning fork for the truth. Your words stop being just background noise and they start carrying real magnetic weight. You develop supreme confidence in your self-expression, where your thoughts, your intentions, and your spoken words are locked in perfect, powerful harmony. To activate Vishuddha, the text prescribes some really intense discipline focused directly on the throat. You practice poses like Matsyasana, the fish pose, and you utilize Ujjayi Pranayama, which is the victorious breath, to physically stimulate the vocal cords and the throat region. Mentally, you visualize that icy blue light spreading through your neck, all while chanting the powerful seed mantra, Hum. And listen, this is not a quick 5-minute exercise. Doing this consistently for 15 to 20 minutes straight demands immense, unwavering concentration.
Section 3. The Apex, the Third Eye Awakening.
We finally arrived at the apex, Ana, the third eye chakra. Visually, this is represented as a mystical 2-petal lotus resting brilliantly right between the eyebrows. Across the traditions, this is widely considered to be the ultimate command center of human intuition and supreme intellect. Now, it's super vital to clarify what the texts actually mean here, because unlocking ajna is not about acquiring magic superpowers or, shooting lasers from your forehead. It is about achieving an unparalleled state of focus and conscious awareness. An awakened third eye grants you this piercing intuition, a highly elevated sense of self-awareness and laser-like clarity. It basically allows you to see right through the noise of daily life and make decisions with absolute, unclouded wisdom. Let's look at how this builds, because, there's a critical, unbreakable rule from the source text here. You simply cannot skip ahead to the third eye. The absolute prerequisite for awakening ajna is establishing perfect balance in all of the lower chakras first. Attempting to force this one open without a solid foundation is considered totally futile and potentially even harmful. Once you're truly prepared, you sit with a perfectly straight spine in total stillness, fix your inner gaze exactly between the brows, and chant the ultimate seed mantra, Om.
Section 4. The Path of True Mastery.
Okay, let's dive into this and quickly review the complete roadmap of our ascent. From the grounding red at the very base of the spine, up through the orange desires just below the navel, into the green selfless love of the heart, up to the pure blue truth of the throat, and finally resting in the supreme awareness right between the eyebrows. Every single location, each glowing color, and each seed mantra is a highly specific key to a highly specific lock inside your body.
But here's the ultimate, sobering reality check straight from the source texts. There are absolutely no shortcuts in chakra practice. You cannot buy a quick fix for this. Patience, unyielding regular practice, extreme personal discipline, and the guidance of a highly qualified guru are the only actual paths to true progress. This isn't some overnight magic trick, it's the ultimate lifelong discipline.
So we know the map now. We know the colors, the physical poses, the mantras, and the profound mental transformations that are waiting at every single stage. The blueprint to becoming part of that elite 1% is right in front of you. But knowing the map isn't the same as making the climb, is it? The only question left is, do you have the discipline to take the very first step?